Buckle up, because today is going to be one heck of a ride. I don't know whether you know it or not, but Martin Luther King Jr. was just 26 years of age when he received his doctorate of philosophy degree from Boston University. At 25 years of age, he was called to be the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. Small tidbit of a fact is being the youngest pastor in town and the most highly educated amongst them, a lot of the preachers bucked back because they couldn't believe that this young man at 26 already had an earned doctorate degree. And so almost as an act of defiance and cynicism, they began historically calling each other Doc, because they said, if this young man can be a doctor, then so are we.
Everyone, the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant fallout is still going on right now. This is Pastor Jamal Bryant, no relation. There are a lot of content creators that had Cheyenne Bryant on their podcast or their show, and they allowed her to give family advice and children advice and relationship advice and, all her opinions on their show, thinking that she was well educated and credentialed. And we now know that that is not true.
We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication.
Some of these people that had her on their show are apologizing to their audience for having her on their show and not doing their due diligence to see if she was truly credentialed to give the advice to their audience that she was giving. Pastor Jamal Bryant is one of them. He has gone on his podcast, and shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant. Says Jamal Bryant talks doctor credential controversy, reality of black home ownership, and mental health. Now, in the next few minutes that we are going to react to, he's going to give his apology and his opinion on the credentials of Cheyenne Bryant and how it has affected or could affect the black community overall, and why having credentials to give this type of advice is important. But before we do, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you want to further contribute to the channel, hit the join button down below to become a member of the Working Man Union, all right, for just a small fee. Hit that hype button down below to help me out in the algorithm. That would be greatly appreciated, more than the join probably. And hit the Cash App, $ Mr. Normie. So let's listen to Pastor Jamal Bryant give a story about Dr. King, and then give a story of his own credentials and how he is apologizing to his people for Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
As a consequence, black preachers all over started calling themselves Doc because of this young man who in fact was a legitimate trailblazer. Same thing happened at the rise and the emergence of Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes. When he became a bishop, there became a flurry of those who called themselves bishop without consecration, without impartation, and without jurisdiction. They said, if this man from West Virginia, not hailing from a mainline denomination, can find himself in that title, then I will bestow that honor on myself. And so you saw a large wave of people who were calling themselves bishop when they had no jurisdiction, no fellowship, no organization, and no pastors under them.
Now, of course, what you're hearing right now is Pastor Bryant giving examples of people that bestowed titles upon themselves that were not worthy and not deserving. And so he is going somewhere with this when he's going to get to Cheyenne Bryant. He gave the example of people that came behind or in front of Dr. King. And he's also talking about this bishop that got his, his title. And then people after him started trying to do the same thing, either out of some type of negative connotation or negative, relevance, or because, well, they was like, if he can do it, I can do it too. Jealousy, I guess, something like that. You know what I mean? So he's giving examples of people that bestowed titles upon themselves that were not deserving of it. And he's going somewhere with this.
I am proud. I'm privileged. I'm grateful. I am blessed. Here's the reality. Only between 2.5% and 3% of black people have a earned doctorate degree. I'm overwhelmingly blessed. My father, Bishop John Richard Bryant, has a doctorate degree from Colgate University. My mother received her doctorate degree from United Theological Seminary in Dayton, Ohio. My sister has her PhD from Duke University in psychology. And I was blessed of God to receive a doctorate degree, having studied at Oxford University.
Now, Cheyenne Bryant, this how you do it. You see that? Let me take that fair use down real quick so you can see that. Okay? Let me take the fair use down so you can see that. Graduate Theological Foundation, to all who may see these letters, be it known that Jamal Harrison Bryant, having completed the prescribed course of study for the degree of Doctorate of Ministry, has accordingly been admitted to the degree with all rights, privileges, and immunities thereunto appertaining. A witness thereof, this diploma has been signed and sealed this 6th day of May, 2005. Congratulations to Jamal Bryant. Yes, indeed. And so, Cheyenne Bryant, this is how you do it, okay? And people, again, would have been fine with, having a picture when you graduated, having a copy of your transcripts. If you didn't have the degree itself, there were other ways you could have proved it. But really, you're saying that you don't have any proof that you had a doctorate, and therefore you're not a doctor. And I think most people in my audience and people abroad feel the same way. If you can't prove with even a shred of evidence that you have obtained this, or at least went through the process of obtaining it, then you don't have one. And again, Jamal Bryant has proven to everybody on this video that I am a doctor.
And being certified by the Graduate Theological Foundation to also hold a doctorate degree. This is an absolute blessing from God. And so I have a different vantage point when I am hearing the conversation, the controversy, and the contention around Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. It really exposes a flurry of contradictions and hypocrisies that we really have not grappled with appropriately. I want you to consider the fact that Black people, by and large, already have overwhelming reticence around assistance towards mental health. There's far too many of us who have lived through trauma, have had to deal with the lacerations of childhood wounds, won't sit on the couch, won't talk to a professional, won't seek help, because somehow we have made therapy synonymous with being crazy.
He is right about that. But if I could add and not take away from Pastor Jamal Bryant here, also for some, I would say maybe Black men in the Black community is seen as a sign of weakness. There's also a racial component to it. There's also a financial component to it. And of course, there is a stereotype that if you go seek therapy, that you are not right in the head, or as he said, crazy, or have some type of mental illness. And mental illness is frowned upon in the Black community. That is something that we have to get over as a collective. But he's not telling no lies here. And so because of that, when you do, or when someone in the Black community does go to seek help, it should be with someone credentialed, so that way this person or you can have full trust that this person will help you, and them being credentialed, they have your best interest at heart. So somebody like Cheyenne Bryant, she has further tainted the image of the mental health community, doctors area, that she has tainted their image by her parading around giving advice using the title doctor. And again, because she cannot prove she's a doctor, she is not a doctor, and therefore you are fake and fraudulent in the mental health community.
As opposed to it being a tributary to being balanced. Other communities will escort their children and themselves to go seek professional help. But Black people, generally speaking, have fought it until recent vintage, saying, I'm just not going.
Now, when he says fought, he doesn't mean actual fought. He's basically saying that the Black community, by and large, have been heavily against seeking mental health, seeking mental help, right, via therapy and things like that until in recent years. Especially, I would say, Black women in the community, they have definitely promoted this, and black men are also starting to go and get their mental checked out, not because necessarily because women promoted, because we realize that we need to talk to somebody and get these things out on the table, so we had to hold these things in and become a more toxic, not only more toxic individual, but a more toxic man. All right. So to be well balanced, we have to get these things out of our heads so that way we can be mentally and emotionally ready for not only our women, but for the world at large. See what I mean? He's right about that.
Not going to sit down and talk to somebody. The danger of Sister Cheyenne Bryant, not Doctor.
Sister Cheyenne Bryant.
Enemy spotted.
Not doctor, but sister.
Enemy spotted.
Yes.
Target acquired.
Sister Cheyenne Bryant is that it pulls us back further because we already had suspicion. We already had a pregnant pause, and we already had an overwhelming trepidation as to whether or not medical mental health was appropriate for us. We have a long-standing, had a pregnant pause around how it is that we have been treated, as cited in the book Medical Apartheid. And so for those who are yearning to breathe free, now having to question the credentials and the qualifiers, raises for us another stumbling block. To argue with your full chest that accreditation is not necessary, that the submission is only for an insurance payout, and that credentialing is only to be monitored by God.
As you, man, where is it? Where's my sound effect? You heard what he said, right? And you know why I said that? Because she went on the Joe Budden podcast talking about, well, you only need to be accredited or whatever for a license. You only need licensure for, X, Y, Z, right? She was basically downplaying the fact that even though I'm a doctor, I'm not practicing as a doctor because of X, Y, Z reason. Well, y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard the Joe Budden podcast clip. Y'all heard the Breakfast Club clip. Y'all heard clips before then where she was basically trying to explain away why she is not practicing as a doctor, and for reasons that are actually quite selfish, to be honest with you, basically for the money. And so I can help more people if I don't practice under a doctor title, right? It's like, whew.
Is in no uncertain terms, it is a offense and it is a felony of consciousness.
A felony of consciousness. Boy, ain't
no fucking way.
Jamal Bryant came through with that was a bar right there. A felony of consciousness. To
suggest that those who did the heavy lifting and the hard work are really charlatans who are trying to take advantage of the community. My sister, Dr. Jamal Bryant, is the outgoing former president of the American Psychological Association, a black woman who earned her bachelor's, master's, and PhD from Duke University. Her credentials are available online, as is her dissertation. To see her work feverishly, to prove herself, to try to enlarge the conversation, to bring us to a table where other places we were only allotted a folding chair, is absolutely criminal. I want to point back to you because with blood dripping on my hands, this uncredentialed, uncertified professional, I yielded my platform to. And right here, I want to show you this clip about discipline on taking a bathtub that would not be in any way sanctioned by a licensed therapist, psychologist, a pastor, or even a Christian. Watch this.
I want to go further because people are going to be like, okay, doc, that's cool. That's all the surface stuff. Taking a bath together. No sex. Because you both have what the Bible says marriage requires, discipline. To take a bath together.
Hey.
And have a conversation. A little triggered over there? A little triggered?
No, I just got to couch this. I got to couch this. Don't take that bath until y'all get that ring
until
on
you
there.
Get that discipline.
Man. Dr. Cheyenne, I'm sorry, y'all. Old habit. Cheyenne Bryant just said, this pastor now that knows the Bible, okay? Now, regardless how you feel about, his activism or what he, promotes in the church, he is credentialed in the Bible, all right? And Cheyenne Bryant trying to tell this man that two people, and we're talking biblically now, not in the world where people do stuff like this all the time. But we're talking from a religious standpoint that it's okay to get to a man and woman to take a shower or bath together as long as they don't have intercourse.
Enemy spotted.
Now, again, worldly things, we do this all the time. We sinners, we do this all the time. It's nothing, right? But if you're trying to approach this from a religious perspective, that is wrong. She's trying to explain it away to a fucking pastor.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Wow. Let me roll that back one more time so I can hear this foolishness. This foolishness.
Psychologist, a pastor, or even a Christian. Watch this.
I want to go further because people are going to be like, okay, doc, that's cool. That's all the surface stuff. Taking a bath together. No sex. Because you both have what the Bible says marriage requires, discipline. To take a bath together.
Hey.
And have a conversation. A little triggered over there? A little triggered?
No, I just got to couch this. I got to couch this. Don't take that bath until y'all get that ring
Till
on
you
there.
get that discipline, too.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Discipline.
Don't do it.
Discipline.
You're going to make me lose my license. Listen, she's talking to married people, a different, a heightened level. Thank you.
And let me say this.
Yes.
I'm also talking to unmarried people. Because
Don't get in that bathtub.
If you
don't y'all get in that bathtub.
Listen, if you have the true essence of discipline.
Yeah, no, they ain't got it.
But there are some men that do.
Yeah.
And let me go further. Because a
they
man
must teach Tai Chi.
She's okay. Whether you have the discipline or not, putting yourself in that situation as a Christian is wrong. Okay? Again, Christianity, world, society and culture. Okay? Again, we're taking this from a religious perspective, what she's telling these people to do, but use discipline is still wrong. Just so y'all know.
Because you're supposed to save your chai tea,
Yes.
which is really your sperm,
Yes.
until you're doing something that's productive,
Yes.
fruitful, and
Get
will
in-
multiply.
Get in the tub with a bathing suit on. Don't just get in
Let
that.
me say
don't
this,
just get in
ladies
that
and fellas.
bathtub
Let me
naked.
say these, ladies and fellas. A man who could bathe with you and be disciplined enough to not touch you is a reassurance for you.
Get the
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Oh man, get out of here, yo. I mean, what? You're sitting next to a pastor. Like, basically what you're saying, what you're saying is completely opposed to Christianity and what this man, this credentialed man, Pastor Bryant, is telling the people. That, well, because you know what? To me, also, Cheyenne Bryant projects her insecurities and her need for reassurance on the people. So if you can take a bath with your man without him wanting to do anything intimate with you, then that is reassurance. You're saying that because that's what you want. Just like when you went on, I believe it was Shannon Sharp's podcast, and you were telling people that, one of the things, the first thing that you want a man to do when he meets you, to give you his phone, and you want access to all his social media and his bank accounts and everything like that. You're saying that's security for you. Like, what man would do that like a month in? So you know what? You need that much security right off the bat. I'm going to give you all this access as a fresh couple. Or you need that access, whether it's 1 month, 10 months, a year. You need this much access to me to feel secure. That is complete bullshit.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
And even some married couples don't have that amount of access with each other. I mean, come on. And it's not a trust thing. It's a, personal privacy. Then now, if you ask for it, I might give it to you depending on what you want it for, right? But just to freely give it, man, you crazy?
I did that
Don't
with a man.
test it.
I did that with a man. Listen, I don't listen to
test it.
Pastor Bryant. Okay?
Gentlemen, don't play with it.
Pastor Bryant is
You're going to mess up.
Listen, he talked.
We have to be zealous, responsible, and protective of our spaces. And when you know better, then you got to do better. You trusted me because you follow this podcast. You follow my ministry. You have confidence on what it is that I present to you. And I did not do that which was noble, that which was just, by extending this platform to somebody who does not see the value in licensure, insurance, or even the certification of higher education. I make a commitment to you that I will not put anybody on this stage, on this platform, who we have not appropriately vetted, who we have not done a due diligence scrub, because we understand what it means to hold ourselves accountable and to hold ourselves to be true. And so I make a pledge to do better and expose to you the best of every field and in every endeavor to always give you the highest in the achievement of that area.
Yes. Jamal Bryant has apologized. I'm sorry, Pastor, let me put some respect in his name. Pastor Jamal Bryant has apologized to his flock for bringing a charlatan, Cheyenne Bryant, on his platform to spew these ideas and rhetoric on his platform, to his people. I mean, now you go back, you listen to everything that Cheyenne Bryant said on Funky Friday, Cam Newton, on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, on Nick Cannon show, on all these other platforms that she goes. Even when she's on Tonight's Conversation giving advice, people are looking at her as she's a credentialed person. So again, as I've said before numerous times, her opinion has held weight to a lot of people because she was held in a higher regard than the people she was around. But now it's like, well, you just like everybody else. You just like, the Working Man Podcast. You just giving your opinion, from whatever chair you're sitting at, whatever microphone you're in front of. You're just giving your opinion. Or I would say, hey, maybe because you've been through some things where I'm not going to take your personal experience away from you, just like mine. You're giving your opinion from a place of personal experience, but not a place of credentials, of higher education. And so I applaud Pastor Bryant for giving his apology, and we thank you, brother. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Pastor Jamal Bryant giving his apology for having this fraud, Cheyenne Bryant, on his platform. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door. And Cheyenne Bryant, I hope you're listening, baby. Reality checks are free. See you next time.